students. Today, we shall read a new chapter of your first flight book, Glimpses of India. This chapter includes 3 short stories. First one is A Baker from Goa by Lucio Rodrigues. This is a story about a baker and relates to the old Portuguese days. The second one is Coorg by Lokesh Abrol. It is a story about Coorg, a place in Karnataka. The author describes the weather, environment, people, wildlife, and the landscape of Coorg in this story. The last one is Tea from Assam by Arup Kumar Datta. This story is about 2 friends exploring the tea gardens of Assam and also learning the legends behind it. So without further ado, let's start the first part of your chapter, A Baker from Goa. A Baker from Goa revolves around the relevance of a baker in the Goan culture, which dates back to the time when Portuguese ruled over the city of Goa. The Portuguese may have left, but the bread makers continue to have an inevitable stature. The lesson begins with how narrators, elders often recall the time when Goa was under the rule of the Portuguese. They talk how the importance of bakers is still maintained in their villages even after the Portuguese have left. The author remembers his childhood days when the baker used to be their friend, companion, and guide. The bakers known as paders would come to sell these breads in the street and would make a jingle sound with the bamboo. The same jingling thud would wake the narrator and his friends during their childhood days, who would go running to him without brushing or washing their mouth properly. They ran for getting the bread bangles, which were a specially made sweet bread. When the baker arrived, he would call out the lady of the house and wish her good morning. The children would be pushed aside and the loaves would be delivered to the maidservant. The village baker was especially important for all occasions. The villagers were fond of sweet bread known as bol. Marriage gifts were meaningless without these sweet breads. Sandwiches, cakes, and bolognese were a must for Christmas as well as other festivals. These were made with the bread. So, the presence of a baker's furnace was very important in each village. On all occasions, the villagers needed one or another type of cake which could be baked in the furnace. The baker or the bread seller wore a special peculiar dress. It was known as the kabai. It was a single-piece long frock which reached down to his knees. During the narrator's childhood, bakers wore trousers which were shorter than full length and longer than half pants. Even today, if someone wears a half pant, he is said to be dressed like a pater. The baker usually collected his bills at the end of the month. In the household, the baker's monthly accounts used to be recorded on some wall in pencil. Baking was a profitable business in those days. The bakers used to be well off, and their families never starved. So their plump bodies were an open testimony to their prosperity. Coorg. This is second part of chapter Glimpses of India. Coorg is a coffee producing area in Karnataka state of India. It is situated midway between Mysore and the coastal town of Mangalore. The place has an amazing weather throughout the year with enough rain during the monsoon season. It is known as Kodagu as well. This land of rolling hills is the smallest district of Karnataka, and the writer says that it must have come from the kingdom of God. Students, Coorg is home to evergreen forest, spices and coffee plantations. During the monsoons, it has a lot of rains. The best season to visit this place is from September to March. The weather is perfect during these months. The air breathes of coffee here, and coffee estates and beautiful colonial bungalows are scattered around the forests. The people of Coorg are independent and brave. They are people of Greek or Arabic descent. It is said that a part of Alexander's army settled here. These people married among the locals, and their culture and traditions are different from the Hindu mainstream. According to another theory, these people originated from the Arabs. It is evident from the long black coat with an embroidered waist belt known as kapya. It resembles kafia worn by the Arabs and the Kurds. Coorgi homes are known for their hospitality. These people are very brave. There are endless tales of valor related to the people of Coorg. The Coorg regiment is one of the most decorated in the Indian Army. The first chief of the Indian Army, General Cariappa, was a Coorgi. Even today, the Kodavas are the only people in India permitted to carry firearms without a license. Coorg is a tourist paradise. There are a variety of natural scenes which can be enjoyed by tourists. The river and the mountain offer various adventure sports like river rafting, canoeing, rappelling, rock climbing and mountain biking. The trekkers find numerous walking trails in this area as well. Coorg is home to a large number of wild animals and birds. Mahasil, a large freshwater fish, is found here. Kingfishers, squirrels and langurs live here without any fear. The river Kaveri gets its water from the hills of Coorg. From the top of Brahmagiri Hills, one can enjoy a panoramic view of the entire misty landscape of Coorg. There is a 64-acre land of Nisargadama nearby. It can be reached through a rope bridge. Buddhist monks are settled in Bailaku, which is very close to this place. Their red, ochre and yellow robes are very attractive to look at. Tea from Assam is an informative story which revolves around the tea gardens of Assam. Pranjal and Rajveer are classmates who study in a school in Delhi. Pranjal's father is the manager of a tea garden in Upper Assam. Pranjal has invited Rajveer to spend his summer vacation with him in his hometown in Assam. Assam is known as the tea country. It has the largest concentration of plantations in the world. During their journey, the two friends discuss about the various legends about the origin of tea. And the story talks about the popularity of tea as a beverage. Rajveer looks at the scenery outside and is mesmerized by its beauty. The view from the train was also panoramic. There was greenery outside. The soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes, and tea bushes spread as far as the eye could see. Rajveer is very excited on seeing such large plantations of tea, but Pranjal is unable to match the same level because he was brought up on a popularly known tea plantation in Assam and was used to seeing such a view. Before starting off on his vacation, Rajveer had collected a lot of information about tea. He tells Pranjal that there are many legends regarding the origin of tea. According to one legend, a Chinese emperor used to drink water after boiling it. One day, a few leaves of the twigs burning under the pot fell into the water and gave it a delicious flavor. These leaves were tea leaves. According to another legend, a Buddhist monk named Bodhidharma once cut off his eyelids because he used to feel sleepy during meditations. 10 tea plants grew out of these eyelids. The leaves of these, when put in hot water and drunk, banished sleep. Rajveer also informed Pranjal that tea was first drunk in China. Then, tea came to Europe only in the 16th century and was drunk more as medicine than as beverage. As the two friends were having the discussion on tea, they arrived at Mariani Junction, their destination, where Pranjal's parents had come to receive them. They drove to Dekhiabari Tea Estate, which was the tea garden where Pranjal's father worked as a manager. They passed a cattle bridge and entered the tea estate. They saw groups of tea pluckers with bamboo baskets on their back, wearing plastic aprons and plucking the new leaves from the plants. They also gave way to a tractor loaded with tea leaves. Rajveer drew everyone's attention to the fact that it was the second flush or sprouting period which lasted from May to July. Rajveer indeed had done a lot of study before his visit, which impressed Mr. Barwa, Pranjal's father, a lot. Students, let's understand the message of the story. Part 1, a baker from Goa conveys the message that we should never forget our roots, and reminiscing about old times recharge us. Part 2, Coorg, familiarize us with rich diversity found in Coorg, places of tourist attraction and its heritage. Part 3, Tea from Assam. It acquaints us with various legends surrounding the origin of tea and its cultivation process. So students, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Thank you.